So you clicked on this video because you want to know how to make a Pokemon that you just randomly caught in the wild. Look at this mon, like IVs are terrible, no EVs. Into a Pokemon like this that's level 100, EV train, IVs all 31, W moveset, items and everything. I will be showing you how to do that in Pokemon Roria Conquest. So yeah, this is kind of like how to prepare your Pokemon team for PvP. It's not about team build. Like I'm not going to show you how to team build, but instead I'm going to be showing you how to take that PvP team that you created and how to optimize it better for PvP so you can dominate, because every little thing in PvP matters. And also make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so I know y'all do enjoy this series and do want part 2. But without further ado though, let's get right into the video. So the first thing in this video I do want to tell y'all is like, what's the difference between like a non-optimized PvP Pokemon and a PvP Pokemon. So I did show you kind of in the intro, but let's take this Corviknight for example. This will be considered something that's like non-optimal. Like this is my adventure Corviknight, so I only use this because of fly. But like, look at the moves that you don't never see a Corviknight with Iron Head or Drill Peck or even Fly. IVs are terrible, EVs are bad. Nature, gentle nature, like what does this even do? I just looked it up. Nature nature rises to special defense and lowers the defense. Now Corviknight can be like a special wall and a physical wall at the same time, but you don't want to lack one defense just for another. And it's also on Nerve who uses that versus something like I showed you, like the Iron Bundle for example. IV train, EV train, item, good nature, timid nature. Timid nature ups the speed and minuses the attack, which is the attack you don't use. Got all my movesets. So that's what I'm going to teach you today. So yeah, first thing first is we gotta show you where we're going to be doing. Well, first thing first, you want to grab your fly Pokemon and go to Laguna Lake. Over here you'll see the little breeding section. And the reason why we do want to breed in this game, because breeding gets well with breedable Pokemon, stuff called IVs. So yeah, IVs are individual values, or basically you can look at them as like one real stat point. So basically if this Iron Bundle here had 0 special attack IVs, then it's basically losing 31 real stat. That's why IVs are important. And there's 2 things you're going to need to get good IV Pokemon. First thing you need is a Ditto, and second thing you need is a Destiny Knot. And to get those things, first you want to fly over to Anthony City and you just want to follow where I go. So you want to come through here, come through this little thing right here, and then once you get past that, you want to come right here and take a left over here to get to the housing district of Anthony City. And then once you get to the housing district, you just want to come over here. You want to take this bridge over the water right here and go to the golden Pokemon, which is right over here. And then once you get to the golden Pokemon, you just want to come over here into the casino. Now as you can see, since I'm on the remake Roria Conquest, I have a lot because they put a lot of codes into like these tick things, so I have a lot. And you can just come in here, you can get a lot of stuff here like power weight, all that good stuff, a Ditto Knight. But here it's Destiny Knot, and here is a Ditto. And I would recommend 6 at 31 your Ditto, because Ditto can breed with every Pokemon in the game. So basically you will always have a 6 at 31 partner to breed all your Pokemon with, which just helps like the RNG. You know what a Ditto does, but you don't know what a Destiny Knot does. So just say you're breeding 2 6 at 31 Pokemon, and if you're breeding it without a Destiny Knot, definitely a guarantee that your offspring is going to be a 3x31. And 3x31 basically means like only 3 out of their 6 IVs 31 IV, versus if you breed 2 6x31 Pokemon and one of the Pokemon is holding the Destiny Knot, preferably your Ditto, is going to be guaranteed that the offspring is going to be a 5x31. So the Destiny Knot make it so that instead of 3 IVs getting passed down, it's 5 IVs getting passed down from both parents. And the last IV is going to be a 1 in 32 chance to get. But you might be wondering, like, what about Pokemon that can't breed, like this Iron Bundle for us? Well, how I'm going to get this Pokemon 6x31 is bottle cap. Bottle caps can basically make any IV of any Pokemon like 31 or 0 depending on which one it to be. If you do need a method to get bottle caps, you can check out this video right here. I did drop the best way to get bottle caps. And Roria Conquest also drop them in like codes and stuff like that. So make sure to look at the codes and redeem all the codes. So now that you know the benefit of IVs and stuff, now it's time to talk about what else breeding helps. So the other thing that breeding can help with is abilities. Now it does have like a small percent chance. I don't know the chance exactly, but it's a very small chance that your Pokemon get a hidden ability or like a regular ability. So most of the time you do want a Pokemon with an ability. I would use like ability patches. This just gives the Pokemon a hidden ability off the rip. But that's also this breeding thing can do, because Pokemon like Blaziken, Greninja will always want their hidden abilities over their regular abilities. But I will say, if you're breeding a Pokemon with a hidden ability, it is a 60% chance that it get passed down to the offspring. So that's something good. So if you're not breeding a Pokemon with a hidden ability, I wouldn't go for the hidden ability. But if you are breeding a Pokemon with a hidden ability, then you can go for the Pokemon with a hidden ability. Another thing that breeding is going to help with also is nature. Now natures are very important, because if you do not know, a nature of Pokemon is going to boost one stat by 10% but lower another stat by 10%. Just say for Iron Bundle for this example, this timid nature is going to buff the speed of this Pokemon, but it's going to lower the attack. And that's cool because Iron Bundle, like you see, has an 80 attack versus a 124 special attack, and crazy good special moves like Hydro Pump, Freeze Dry. I think this is like a pivoted move, so you don't even even have to be strong. But like, just imagine something like unoptimized Pokemon like this. Corviknight, for example, like Gentle Nature. Corviknight is like a wall Pokemon. It's a very defensive Pokemon. It can sweep with like Ideal Body Press, but most of the time you want to be like a physical wall, or it can be a special wall too. Like I definitely seen some special Corviknight because it can wall stuff like Iron Valiant. But this Corviknight has an unoptimized nature in Gentle, which yes buffs the special defense by 10%, but also lowering your defense. So you're gonna be less bulky overall just to get a little bit of special defense. Versus like this timid nature, which is very optimized for this Pokemon. But for a lot of Pokemon, you do want to optimize the nature. Even this Rapunzel right here, though, it could be both. I'm not gonna lie, but for this Pokemon specifically, I went with Adamant because I'm a physical attacker. So yeah. And so the nature of the Pokemon while breeding, it's random. But let's just say I wanted to breed a Pokemon like Low Pony or something, and I have a jolly Low Pony already, but I want another one. So you can pick something called a Everstone on that Low Pony, and what an Everstone is gonna do, it no matter how many times you breed that Pokemon, if you breed it with an Everstone, it's gonna get the same nature. And it's pretty easy to get an Everstone. And basically to get an Everstone, you want to go to these mines right here. You see the location right here, and you want to find this Pokemon right here. It's pretty common at 90%. It has a 50% chance to have an Everstone on it. And if you're also doing that, I would recommend getting a Pokemon with the ability Frisk, because you can check a foe's item in any battle. And I mean, the last thing that breeding can also do is give you something called egg moves. But in this game, Roria Conquest, you can go to any move tutor and they'll also let you teach the egg moves. So you don't really got to breed for egg moves in this game, thankfully. So now I'm going to give you an example of how you would want to breed your Pokemon and stuff. I'm going to give it on one Pokemon, and I did say I'm making a team with y'all. So one thing I also did forget to mention is have a Pokemon with flame body. This is going to cut how long it basically takes an egg to hatch. So this is very good just for like time and optimization. So definitely have a Pokemon with flame body too. So yeah, another thing I did forget to mention also, because you know it's a lot, is it's something in the Battle Colosseum, and that's mint. So like I said, Pokemon that also can't be bred, you have to use these mint, and any like nature you want, just buy the mint and put on your Pokemon. So just say like the Iron Bundle, for example, I put timid mint on there because you know I want my speed or my. That's another thing you need. I am gonna be making a team in this video. Charge of me catching all the mon that I'm gonna be using. Did we get our first member of the team? Yes, sir. We got the first member of the team. Zapdos. Let's go. Can we get you in the quick ball? Gookie in the quick ball. Uh-oh. Let's go. Let him on down. Let's go. Let's return to the quick ball. Let's go. 3 out of 6. Let's go. We got you Seafood Rapid Strike. Let's go. Uh-oh. Can we get in the quick ball? Can we get it in the quick ball? Yes, we can. Let's go. Now we have the full team done. This is like the Pokemon that's on the team. Now I'm gonna basically just go in depth on basically how to get like max IVs on unbreedable Pokemon like Zapdos, as you can see right here. Oh, we gotta fix all that. And a Pokemon like Larvitar here, which you just gotta breed and stuff. So yeah, let's do that right now. Zapdos is basically simple. You just wanna come here. Now there's 2 places you can go. There's a place in the Battle Colosseum you can go, or there's a place upstairs. So I'm just gonna show you a place upstairs real quick because I need to go to the Battle Colosseum. So it will be this guy right here, Hyper Trainer. You will just put a bottle cap on here. Now let's see what I need. I don't need attack on here because it's a Zapdos. It's a special attacker. So attack IV doesn't matter. You don't always need a 6x31 Pokemon. Like some 5x31s work too. So I just need to get my defense. I need to get my special attack up. So let's get both of those up. So here we have defense, and here we have special attack. Now, and I do want to get hidden ability Zapdos because that is crazy good static ability. So I'm going to use a ability patch on here. Get it from pressure to static. So boom. And I need to change this, and I need to get these IVs right. So yeah, basically to get the resets right, I'm just going to come in here and just reset all of these. So I'm running low on money because I just made like a lot of teams yesterday, but I'm just going to reset everything. Make it easier on my brain and mental. Instead of just looking for like, you feel me, get my resets, and yeah, just reset all the effort values so the whole EV thing could be erased. Yeah, let me just get that, and yeah, that's good. Now last thing we got to do is get the nature change. Now that we're in the Battle Colosseum, basically what am I doing? You basically just want to come this way and come to this guy right here where everybody at. There's gonna be a physical defensive Zapdos because that's like what's meta in OU and stuff, because like a static ability, you can static a lot of physical defense Pokemon, and Paralyze is just a crazy broken status effect. And just want to come here, bold, put that on there, and now I have a Zapdos here that is ready to be EP trained since I got all the IVs right. The ability, and the nature right. And this Pokemon can't breathe, so don't have no egg moves anyway. So yeah. Now I'm gonna show you how to get a good IV Pokemon while breeding. So basically you want to have Slugma here because it's out flamed by the mud. That's gonna have the egg cycle. And you want to have your Pokemon that you're breeding. And in the thing already, let me just take it out real quick. 6 set 31 Ditto with a Destiny 9. I already explained why this is good. All this other stuff don't really matter. And you just want to put the Ditto in and the Larvitar in. So here you go to Ditto, and here's the Larvitar. And from there, all you want to do is just grab your hoverboard out. Here it is, and just spin in a circle so you can like tap the chat right here, and then yeah, just keep going around until this guy looks the other way. And to stop this, you just want to right click. So look, he looks that way and in real time. Now I like to go for shinies PvPs, but I did drop a method on how to get like shinies easier than this. But if you don't have like good IV Pokemon, you can't do this method. You can't just turn on the roll power, come over here, talk to them, and then turn it right back off. That's another method you could do, but I like to use my other method that I did because you don't got to keep waiting for an egg every time. But once you get the egg, as you see, it's in your, I guess, box inventory, and you can only hold 5 bits at one time. So yeah, you just want to keep spinning around. So boom, as you just see, when this egg has hatched, and let me just post this, and so that it should be. So just let y'all know, like a log I put in there was from a while. It had no 31 IV, so let's see how many IVs this one have. Okay, it has 231 IVs. Now since this Larvitar is better, we can just grab this. But yeah, since this Larvitar is better than the Larvitar in here, you just want to swap. And just say, for example, you did want like Rash Nature, which I don't want. I want Adamant Nature, so I'm not gonna Everstone this. But let's just say you wanted this nature on your Larvitar, then you would just throw an Everstone on it, and you'll get that nature forever. But we're not gonna do that since that's not the nature we want. So boom, you would do this. You would take back your Larvitar, and then you would just throw the new one that you got in here, and you will continue to do that because better IVs like you have in here, like I have a 2x31 and I have a 6x31, it's gonna higher the chance that you get better IVs. So you just want to keep doing that until you get like the perfect IV you want. Like for a Larvitar, you can do everything 6x31 except special attack. And then I do want to add, it's like not every Pokemon here wants to be like 6x31. So for example, like low point here, never gonna use the special attack at all. So not having max special attack IVs does not matter at all. And the only time I would recommend 6x31 a Pokemon if like mixed attacker. So for instance, like Dragapult, it runs Dragon Darts and Heck, because the only dragon stab it has for special is Draco Meteor or Dragon Pulse. But Dragon Darts is a crazy good move, so a lot of people just like to run Dragon Darts. And as you see right here, and since it does uses both attacks, I would like the 6x31 both of these. And I like to have like my HP, defense, special defense, and speed. I like to have all those with 31 IV. And yeah, I'm just gonna fast forward to when I have all these Pokemon optimized for their nature, IVs, and abilities. Everything to do with breeding. If they optimize on that, I'm gonna fast forward when we know that. So let's get to that right now. As you can see here, we are fully done with the IV nature ability process. We just go through it real quick. We have Zapdos here. Bold nature, no attack IVs because this doesn't use this attack stat at all, so you don't need it. But the rest of everything else is 31. We got static on here because this ability is broken, and also getting paralyzed is broken, and bold nature to be a physical tank. We got shiny here. Yes, I did go on to get all my breedable Pokemon shiny. That's just something I wanted to do. But we got hidden ability on here, grassy surge, adamant nature, fully 6x31 IVs because I think we had 5x, and the only thing I needed was defense. And like I said, I like to have HP, defense, special defense, and speed for the most part all the ways up. Some Pokemon don't need speed though, and you know, whether it's a physical attacker or a special attacker, you can have less IVs. Next Pokemon on the list, Larvitar, same thing, adamant, guts, 6x31 on this too. We have Iron Treads here, Jolly, Court Drive, rocking a 5x31 with no special attack. Got Urshifu here, Unseen Fish, Jolly, 6x31 IV. And we have Shiny Glowking. I already made this Glare Soul King because I was going to make that anyway. But we're running Modest on here because we're running AV. If it's not AV, then you can run like Relax or that's you. We got Regenerator because it's one of the best abilities in the game. And same thing like this. And yeah, that's pretty much on the first part of how to prepare your PvP team. And yeah, y'all have made it to the video. That is part 1 of how to optimize your PvP team. In this video, I did talk about how to get your IVs, your nature, even get your abilities right. I know egg moves do exist, but I did skip over that because they're Royals Conquest. It doesn't matter. Just talk to the move tutor. But yeah, this is all I have for y'all. Hopefully y'all have a nice day. Hey, stay tuned for part 2. Like, comment, and subscribe for part 2. I will drop part 2 as soon as possible. But yeah, peace out. Have a nice day. Yes, we back with part 2 of my PvP optimization series that I am making. In today's video is all about EV training. I'm going to be showing you how to EV train all your Pokemon. But before we even get to how to EV train, I'd like to give y'all an example of what a good EV train Pokemon looks like and the benefits of EV training a Pokemon. And so here I'm on the website Pokemon Showdown. I got the damage calculator pulled up. If you don't know, this is a site that just tell you how much a move going to do. So for example, this Cinderace Powerball can do 63 to 75% to this Corviknight. But on these two talents, I got one with EVs on this Corviknight and I got one without the EVs on the Pokemon. And as you can see, like I said before, this Powerball does 63, 75% damage versus this Corviknight with no EVs at all. Now you see it's a 62% chance to OHKO versus calculator with EV stats on it is only a 92% chance to even 2-hit KO. And that just shows this between optimized EVs on your Pokemon versus no EVs at all on your Pokemon, or like random like 56. That's still a 31% chance of OHKO. You're still gonna get OHKO. You can't switch into this. So now that you know why EVs are important to helping your Pokemon, I'm gonna show you the difference between an unoptimized version of EV and the optimized version of EV. So we've been using my Adventure Corviknight as again. Yes, this is the best example of how to have an unoptimized Pokemon, because most people probably just take their Pokemon that they use in the adventure into PvP, and that's not optimal for PvP. But as you can see right here, this is unoptimized, like 165 speed, 31 special defense, 67. Why is it 67 out of every number? It's 67. But this is the way to not EV train your Pokemon at all. This is terrible. If I brought this to PvP, I'm getting destroyed with this Pokemon. Versus something like this Blastoise here that is optimized for PvP. As you can see, majority of the time you're gonna have 252 and 2 stats, and you can put a random 6 on like special defense or anything. You are gonna have your EV divisible by 4 because every 4 EV on your Pokemon, that's stats. So if you don't EV train your Pokemon, you're technically losing stats. And yeah, you also want to EV train your Pokemon for your Pokemon to do so. For example, Mega Blastoise here is a wall breaker. You want to break through Pokemon, so you want to be as strong as possible and as fast as possible. And sometimes you don't want just 252 and 2 stats on your Pokemon. Something like this is optimized for Gliscor because 244 going to give you the most heal possible with Poison Heal ability. So that's why people go 244 to get the most heal possible. And we have 36 defense right here. This is just to not get OHKO by a IV cut from Ogerpons. And then we put the rest on special defense just to be a wall on both sides. So yeah, this is very optimized for Gliscor, even though it's not 252 and 2 stats. It's still optimized and make Gliscor crazy unkillable. Also, something I want to mention is if you don't know like what the EV train your Pokemon in, I'm just going to give a quick example real quick. This is like after I was done recording and all that stuff. So let's just use a Pokemon like Low Pony for example. We just go here and you want to go to National Deck. So well, Low Pony not in Gen 9, but in National Deck you use their Pokemon. So this gives the best EVs and all that stuff that you need for your Pokemon, and you can read a little description there. So that's how you can find the EVs of any Pokemon. You can do the same thing with like, I don't know, Iron Valiant here. You go to National Deck and yeah, 252 attack, or you can go mixed, and yeah, or you can go straight sword stance and that, and yeah, I just want to go over that just in case y'all didn't know like what EVs y'all can use to EV train y'all Pokemon in, because every Pokemon is different. So now that you know why the EV train and what's the difference between an unoptimized Pokemon in EV training versus optimized Pokemon for EV train, now I'm going to show you the stuff that you need to EV train your Pokemon. Now the thing that you're going to need to EV train your Pokemon are these anklets right here. Now these power anklets, belt and bands, base, brace, whatever you want to call it, you're going to need these because these are going to give you more EVs per battle. I know off the top of my head on the HP, without these you get 18, but with these you get 66, so it's just going to really help you EV train faster and faster. And now I'm going to show you where you got to get these. So let's go ahead and get to that right now. And basically to get these, first things first, you want to have a Pokemon with fly. You want to fly to Anthean City. And then once you reach Anthean City, you just want to come out this, whatever this is called. I don't know what it's called, but you want to go through this. Then after you get through this, you just want to hit a left over here until you get to the housing district of Anthean City. And basically once you get to the housing district, you just want to come right here. You're going to pass through these buildings and stuff. Take a left right here. You want to come down here until you get to the golden Pokeball. This is where you want to go inside to get the anklets and stuff. Oh, I thought that was the door. And boom, once you get in here, you just want to go right back into the casino right here. And then you just want to go to this guy right here, and you should have a lot of ticks. If you don't know, like Roria Conquest drop a lot of codes, and they just put ticks in here. That's why I have so many ticks. I promise you, I do not grind this casino at all. And yeah, once you see right here, these are the first things you get, and every weight correlates with a stat. So the power weight goes with HP, the brace goes with attack, the belt goes with defense, the lens goes with special attack, the band goes with special defense, and the anklet goes with speed. And these things you're going to need to just make EV training your Pokemon a lot easier. And if you want, you can can pop this game pass. I did get this for free. I didn't buy this, but you know, that's just, you know, if you have it, you can use it. And I did show this in part 1 of my PvP optimization guide, but I just want to get it in here because it correlates with EV training. If you want to reset any of your EV, you just want to go to this marketplace, or you can go to the Battle Colosseum shop too. They're in there too. And you have these resets right here, so you can reset any of your effort values on your Pokemon. Let's just say, like, for my example, my Zapdos in part 1, if you ain't watched part 1, you want to watch part 1 because that's all about breeding and stuff, how to get IVs and everything. But as you see in part 1, my Zapdos had crazy EVs on it, and I reset this. And just say I wanted to make this Corviknight 1-day PvP, I would need to use resets on all of the IVs, because I'm not gonna lie, I can't be walking around with this. A 165 speed Corviknight is crazy. All right, man, I really went over everything with EV training. Now we're gonna show you all the locations to get the most EVs as possible on your Pokemon. So let's start with HP first. First thing first, you do want to do to get to the HP training is fly to the Royal League. So I just do it again because I already did it. And since I am making a team with you guys, I am gonna guard a Pokemon that I need HP EVs on. And that's kind of crazy because it's like 3 or 5 Pokemon. So it's Zapdos, my boy. What's this Pokemon called? I kind of forgot. I know it's Rillaboom, but Grookey. We want someone Tyranitar, Iron Threads, and my Slowbro Galore. And once you got the Pokemon that you do want to EV train with, you just want to come here to your bag. I type in speed because typing in speed gets them all here. So I do. That's why I do that. And you want to put the power weight on your Pokemon because you are EV training HP. So I'm just going to put that on all my Pokemon. Now that I got all my power weight on my Pokemon, you just want to come out these double doors right here. Yeah, you want to come out to Cosmic Valley, and it's going to be the first trainer you see at Cosmic Valley. So let's go down here. Am I graphics show? Am I gotta rejoin after this? But yeah, it's not him. It's this guy right here. This is the trainer that gives the most EVs and HP. He gives 66 a pop. Yeah, we're just gonna do a battle with him, but first I do recommend putting on fast forward just so you can get through this battle as fast as possible. And to beat this trainer is pretty simple. Just get like any physical attacker. I should have brought my Rayquaza out here because this is what I use it for. But yeah, Corviknight can do too. Yeah, it's just 6 Blissey, so any physical attacker would do. And so I finally got through all that. Now you want to do the same thing. I'm just gonna hit it with the body press. Literally all you gotta do is hit it with a physical attack, you're good. And yeah, boom, another Blissey in here. We're just gonna body press this. And yeah, it's pretty simple. I'm just fast forward to when I'm done with this battle. So boom, once you get going that battle, as you can see right here, my Pokemon right now got 66. And yeah, you just want to basically keep doing that until you get the EVs. I'm doing that. So I'm gonna fast forward to when I get all my Pokemon EV training HP, and then yeah, I'm gonna show y'all, and then yeah, we're gonna move on to attack. Let's get to it. And something I did forget to mention is these feathers right here. So as I did mention before, the HP trainer gives 66 with like the power weight on. Well, as you see right here, I want to get 248 HP on my Zapdos right here, as you see right here. So I only need 14. So that's why feathers come in handy, because now I can just buy my 14 and now I can get 248 HP on my Zapdos, versus in EV training you're not going to be able to do that because I can only get either 18 or 66 from that trainer. And as you see, I just put them on, and now my Zapdos have 248 HP. And boom, now I am done with EV training and HP. As you can see right here, we got 248 on my Zapdos, we got 132 on Rillaboom, we got 248 on my soon to be Tyranitar, we got 252 on my Iron Thread, and on my Slowbro Galore we got 248 on this too. Now that we're done EV training and HP, now it's time to EV train and attack. And to EV train and attack, you want to come right here to Frostvale City. And the 3 Pokemon that I'm going to be EV training and attack is my Rillaboom, my soon to be Tyranitar, and my Urshifu Rapids, right? Those are the 3 Pokemon I'm going to be EV training and attack. So same thing here, you want to type in speed, go to items, so all the things pop up. You want to put the power bracelet on all your Pokemon just to make it easier. And yeah, now I'm going to show you where you need to go. So first things first, you just want to follow me where I go right here. You just want to go into this section open right here, and you want to go into this area right here. And boom, once you get into this area and you get into Route 15, you just want to go through these grass patches. Well, I guess snow patches, not grass patches. You want to go through these. You're going to sometimes get some encounters. It's like what happens. If you do need a good Pokemon that you want to use, like to help with EV training, like killing all the people and stuff, you can use Rayquaza because it learns fly. And they got a sky high attack stat to where like it's going to OHKO pretty much everything. And they got good high PP moves, but basically you want to come through this. You're most likely going to get encounters, but I mean, hey, that's part of the game. You could use repels if you want to. I'm personally not, because yeah. And yeah, you want to get to this trainer right here. This is the trainer that gives the most attack IVs. You want to show how much he gives. He gives, I know off the top of my head, I think he gets 51 with the power brace on and 11 without. If you have like a Meta Rayquaza here, you just good. You can just come through this and, you feel me, just Mega Evolve and yeah, fry everything with Dragon Descent, Earthquake, all that. And for the last 2 Pokemon with using Rapunzel, I like to use Outrage just because Outrage it's like a 2-for-1. Like you hit 2 Pokemon and use up 1 PP. So yeah. And with fast forward, you get through this match super duper fast. And yeah, I can just show you again. The brace on, you get 51 attack. So yeah, we're gonna get all these Pokemon EV train in the attack, and I'm gonna be with y'all when we do that. So boom, I just finished EV training all my Pokemon in attack. As you can see right here, we got 252 right here. We went on this Tyranitar, soon to be 152, and on Urshifu, we obviously went 252 on here. So yeah, we just want to keep going in order. So the next on the list is defense. Now on defense, I will recommend using a Pokemon with a multi-hit move. So for me, I'm gonna use Kim right here because it's loaded dice. It has Scale Shot and Icicle Spear, but you can use anything from like Dragonite with Scale Shot, Garchomp with Scale Shot, Excalibur with Icicle Spear and Scale Shot. That's some choices you can use, but I am gonna use Kim for this. And the Pokemon we are even training in defense is going to be Zapdos right here, and we are putting 16 into my Galarian Slowking. So yeah, and the place you want to go to get the most defense EVs is here right here, and we just got to go through this grass patch right here. And once you get through this grass patch, you just basically want to come down to this guy right here. I kind of forgot to put the braces on, but basically this way you want to have multi-hit moves because all these Pokemon have sturdy on this team, except for this one doesn't. But it's 2 Pokemon with sturdy and they just use explosion. I just have Pokemon that have multi-hit moves, and these last 3 don't matter. It's just 2 Pokemon with sturdy, and yeah, as you can see right here, without any, I'm pretty sure they give 12. So got my Glitter Soaking, got 12, and I'm gonna put a brace on my Zapdos. But now that you know what a trainer is and how much you get, all right, bet we find this again so I can show you how much you give if you do have the brace on, whatever it's called, because I don't know why all of them are named something different. So but yeah, you know what I mean though. Let's just get through this fast and easy. These Pokemon not being my level 100 Kiron, and yeah, let's see how much it give us from here. I should know off the top of my head. I think it gives 60 though. My parlay is 60, and with the belt on, you get 72. So it is 60. I was right. So just get 60 a pop. Now I'm gonna just EV train my Zapdos real quick, and I'm gonna get with y'all when we're going to special attack. I ain't gonna lie. Let's get to that right now. But boom, we have finished EV training in defense. The only 2 Pokemon we EV trained was we went 252 on the defense, and Glorious So Clean right here we went 16 on the defense. Now I'm gonna show y'all how the EV train is special attack. So let's get to that right now. So first things first, let me go ahead and pick the braces I need on here. It is a lens. Now I'm just gonna keep calling them braces, not gonna lie. So if I call these braces in the video, just know what I'm talking about. But to get to the EV trainer for special attack, you first want to get your fly Pokemon. You should always have your fly Pokemon. You want to fly the Port Deca, and once you get the Port Deca, you basically want to come over here and take a right down here, and you want to go down these stairs, and you want to take a right over here until you get to, once we get into frame, you want to get to this thing right here. And boom, once you get down here to Deca Beach, you want to come over here and you just want to go through this little bridge area right here. Go through all these people. These people can attack you, by the way, so you're good. And you want to come to this trainer right down here. I'm pretty sure with no brace he gives like 14, and with the brace I'm pretty sure he gives like 60 something. Well, I don't really know off the top of my head, but yeah, we're finna go ahead and just show you what you got in here. Go through one battle real quick. Yeah, you got Vileplume. We just hit it with a Dragon Ascent. Yeah, Golduck. We just hit it with a Earthquake. Same thing, want to hit it with Dragon Ascent. Espeon, we hit him with a Earthquake. And for the last 2, we just want to hit him with Outrage because it's like a 2-for-1. Boom and boom. That's all the Pokemon he have in here. Not a hard battle, a little bit more annoying than the other ones, but it's pretty good, easy when you get it. And as you can see right here, with the brace, it gives 63. So yeah, and now I'm gonna fast forward though until we done EV training and special attack. So boom, I just finished EV training and special attack. As you can see right here, I put the last 10 IVs on my special attack for Zapdos, and for Galarian Slowking, I did put 160 special attack. But now I'm gonna show you how to EV train your Pokemon in special defense. So yeah, the Pokemon that we are going to be EV training in special defense is my Tyranitar right here, was soon to be my Treads, and my Galarian Slowking. This Galarian Slowking have been EV training almost every stat, but yeah. And we already know we gotta put the braces on for this. You want to get the power band, not the belt. They look kind of similar, but get the band, put on your Pokemon. And at the place you want to go is Rose Cove City right here. This is the place you want to go to find the trainer that gets the most special defense there's EVs. Oh, let's see if we find a Minifee egg. If we find a Minifee egg, no. I like to come down here. Every time I fought a Rose, I like to come down here and see if there's a Minifee egg, but I wasn't this time. But real for we're gonna come down here, take a left over here, and go into this right here. And but once we make it a Route 9, you basically want to come down here, go through this grass patch. We might, yeah, we're gonna get an encounter. I ain't gonna lie. It has been like a couple of times where I found legendary while EV training. It's like the best thing and the worst thing in the world because they give random IVs. But yeah, basically you want to come around here, go up this little bridge right here, past this trainer right here, and but once you make it a Route 10, you basically want to come back here, take a right here. Oh dang, we got an encounter. We got a Growlithe. Should we catch this? Nah, Arcanine not meta no more. And boys, you want to come right here and then come to this trainer right here. Now you're gonna give, I think, 50 special defense with the thing on. So with this on and without it, he gives 10. So yeah, you're just gonna go and battle him. This is pretty easy, but since I got a Rayquaza and he got a lot of fairy types. Oh, I forgot to heal also. He has a lot of fairy types on here. So for my Rayquaza, it's a little bit difficult. Actually, no, it's not. Oh, I'm lying like that, but yeah, he's one of the easiest ones in here just because all his Pokemon are very low level. But yeah, you just want to get through this, and yeah, we're gonna, you feel me, Florges. Yeah, you get to the battle pretty quickly, especially with fast forward on. And yeah, we're gonna show you all the EVs now. So with this, he gives 50, like I said, and without it, he gives 10. You feel me? I've been doing this a lot, so I memorize this. Yeah, I'm finna get back with y'all when I get done EV training special defense. So yeah, see y'all. So boom, we just got done EV training special defense. We went 154 on Iron Threads, and on my Soul King Galar, we just went the rest on here. Now, last but not least, we finna move on to how to EV train in speed. And then yeah, we're really fun to be done with this video. So Pokemon that we're gonna be EV training speed are Rillaboom right here, Tyranitar a little bit, Dredge a little bit, and Urshifu. So yeah, let me just go ahead and put the bands on them. As you know, type in speed, go to items, and you want to go to the power anklet right here. So put these on, and boom, now we got these on. And now the place that you want to go to is right back to the Royal League. So you want to fly and go to the Royal League right here. And boom, once you make it to the Royal League, you don't want to go through this door right here. You want to come over here into this door right here. And once you get to Cosmic Valley, a quick tip that you can do is just get unstuck. So right here, and you teleport basically to the trainer. So this is the trainer right here, and it's also a good money trainer if you don't got the Elite Four unlocked. And yeah, you just want to fight this trainer right here. I think he gives like, I don't even remember what he gives, but most of the time, once this is like the last one you get, so most of the time you don't gotta worry about like what he gives or whatnot. So yeah, go ahead and EV train in here. And the battle is pretty simple. I mean, you have a Furfet, which is a little bulky, but it's Mega Rayquaza here. None of these Pokemon can take a hit from Mega Rayquaza here. You got crazy base stats. So yeah, you just want to just do this. Yeah. And then once you get to the last two Pokemon, obviously Outrage. If you're using different Pokemon, it don't matter, but I'm using Mega Rayquaza for this right here. So yeah, I can really show you how much EVs it give. It gets 59 right here. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to y'all when we're done EV training all these Pokemon. So I'm just fast forward that right now. Boom, we have finally finished EV training all our Pokemon and their respective stats. So we're just gonna go over it real quick. We have Zapdos here, Gold, Static, IVs right in here. The stats, you see the whole bar is full. That's how you know it's done. Rillaboom here. We got the IVs right. We got the EVs done and max. We got Grassy Surge and Adamant Nature. Tyranitar, same thing. Adamant, Sandscream, EV Train, IV Train, Iron Thread, same thing. Court Drive, Jolly, EV Train, Urshifu, Jolly, Unseen Fist, EV Train also. And last but not least, we got Glare, So Clean, Modest, Regenerator, and EV Train and IV Train. So yeah, y'all have made to the end of the video. That is part 2 of optimizing your PvP team for PvP. In the first part, we showed y'all how to get IVs, how to get hidden abilities, and how to get nature on your Pokemon, basically everything to do with breeding. In this video, we talked about how to EV train your Pokemon and tips and tricks you can use while you train your Pokemon. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And YouTube is recommending this video for y'all right there, so y'all might as well watch this video right now. Hey, welcome back to the last part of the PvP optimization series. As you know, in the first part, we talked about how to get hidden abilities, good IVs on your Pokemon, and optimize nature on your Pokemon. And then the second part was everything to do with EV training. We showed you the best location on the map to get the most EVs possible, pure battle via every EV stat. And we also showed you how to reset your EVs, and we showed you how to get EV numbers that you couldn't hit while just battling the trainer, aka using EV feathers. So you might be wondering, what are we going to talk about in this video? Well, this video has everything to do with your Pokemon moveset and items that a Pokemon Pokemon need to succeed in PvP. Now here would be an example of a good moveset for a Pokemon. So the reason why this moveset is even good on this Pokemon, as you see, is Future Sight, Skull, Thunder Wave, Teleport. Slowbro's job on your Pokemon PvP team is to be a defensive pivot, and as you can see right here, the EV stats reflect that. It's 248 HP, 252 defense, and 10 special defense with a relaxed nature and regenerator ability. So the role of this Pokemon is to really switch in a lot on physical attackers. As you see right here, you got Skull. If a physical attacker you want to stay in, you get burned. Let's just say they do got a good switch in to Slowbro, you can Thunder Wave them, or Future Sight if you're running a lot of physical attackers, so a defensive wall can't just come in and just wall all your team. And then you have Teleport to be a slow pivot to get your Pokemon in safely. So this would be an example of an optimized way of running a Slowbro in PvP versus just say this Alola Mola, for example. Like this is an AV Alola Mola. Imagine I do something like, I'm pretty sure this killer like what, Scale Shot. Imagine I do Scale Shot on this Alola Mola. Alola Mola's job on the team is to be a very slow defensive pivot, and with AV says it can wall special attackers too. Now imagine I do something like Scale Shot on here. Yes, it boosts the speed, but it lowers my defense, make it be less bulky, and Alola Mola has terrible speed in general, being base 65 speed, and this Pokemon really ability wants to be a slow regenerated pivot that can get in Pokemon without AV sets. It can get up Wiz, Toxic, all that stuff on your team, and even Protect plus Wiz plus Toxic, just to stall out some attacker that try to get out of hand. And if you want to find the best movesets for your Pokemon, I recommend going to this site called Spogun. Let's just say I was building like a Golden Go. I would just type in Golden Go. Look at that, Golden Go. Now I go to National Nets because that's the format Roria Conquest is in. And as you see right here, they got a lot of sets. So now that you know how to find the best movesets on your Pokemon and items, and I gave you an example of how optimized Pokemon movesets and items like that work, now I'm gonna really go in depth of why like the moveset of Pokemon is very worth it with a past team I have. So I'm gonna use this little team right here. This team I did use in the video, so check out that video right here if you want to see this team in action. The reason why the movesets of Pokemon are really better because every mon on your team have something they need to do. And for this team, this is the defensive core right here. Landorus, Clef, and Everstone are the three defensive Pokemon that's supposed to wall the other team's Pokemon, and together these three synergize together. Now these Pokemon can run the myriad moves, like all three of these Pokemon can run Stealth Rock, but as you see right here with the Landorus, we didn't give it Stealth Rock, we gave it U-Turn plus Sassy Nature to be a pivot. Earthquake, just because Earthquake is a crazy good move. Toxic is a crazy good move, also, and Default is also a crazy good move. As you can see right here, the Landorus role right here is to one, be a slow pivot on special attackers, as you can see, with special defense and HP. And Earthquake is also good just because Earthquake is a crazy good ability, like no contact, 100 power move on any ground type that can get it. You just want to run this move. It's a crazy good move. And Toxic is just also a crazy good move. Like everyone knows Toxic is annoying. Every turn it does more and more damage to your Pokemon, and Toxic a Pokemon can really limit its longevity. And Default is also crazy good because they get rid of like hazards, it gets rid of greens and all that good stuff. You know, a lot of Pokemon on here don't really like hazards. Like you see, for this have boosts, this does have boosts. This is Choice Band too, so yeah, you do really want to get rid of hazards. But in this one Pokemon, we have a special wall that gets off hazards that can also pivot. So now that we know what Landorus T roll, let's go to Clefable Wall. This is a bold nature physical defense of Clefable right here with magic guard, so it don't get hit with hazards and stuff. And we got leftovers. And look at the moves that right here. So Clefable is our Stealth Rock Pokemon. That's why Landorus T wasn't holding Stealth Rocks, and that's why Fairytone shouldn't have Stealth Rocks either, because Clefable is our Stealth Rock on his team. And we have Thunder Wave because this is just a crazy good move. Paralyze your opponents on the switch in. Moonblast because this Pokemon can beat a lot of dragons like Dragonite, Garchomp, all that stuff. So that's why we're gonna have Moonblast hit them to affect them, and also Moonblast is a crazy good ability. And we got Softball, and so this want to be a defensive wall, just like Landorus T. This have leftovers because it wants to be a wall to a lot of Pokemon. But as you know, if your Pokemon keep getting chip, eventually it's gonna be broke through. So that's why they have Softball, just because even though this is taking a lot of attacks, it still can heal and stay healthy. They keep coming in on the Pokemon. So as you see right here, Clefable is the physical wall. This can set up hazards, spread T-Wave, heal up, and all that good stuff. Now we have Fairytone here because even though Landorus is a special wall, something like a Kyurem like right here could still beat that special defense Landorus, just because Landorus is 4X weak to ice. Something like Fairytone on this team because this is a good mixed walls for both physical attackers and special attackers. As you see, look at the stats: 131 defense, 116 special defense. And we're running leftovers for good longevity. We're running Leech Seed. Leech Seed's a crazy good ability. And if you don't know what Leech Seed does, it basically puts like seeds on the Pokemon that just take away itself every turn, and it heals you. And it stays on the Pokemon until it switches. And that's good because it can heal any Pokemon that's in front. So that's why Leech Seed is a very good ability. It keeps the team healthy and it keeps Fairytone healthy itself. Leech Seed plus leftovers get back so much HP. We got Fight. They have a Habitat core with Clefable. So you got Stealth Rocks right here, and you got Spikes right here. And Pokemon like Weavile, Latios, and Urshifu love the chip that hazards give to where they can can just start breaking, do anything. Because like I said before, every chip matters. And we have Power Whip here just to hit water types, but this also resists water attacks, so you can switch it on them. And knockoff is a crazy good move. One, to knock off a opposing Pokemon item, and it's good because just say a Pokemon running boots, you got spikes, but stuff rock boots can counteract. You want to knock them boots clean off a Pokemon. And as you can see, like these Pokemon rolls are so different just because they're moved. Like just imagine I could run Thunder Wave on the Ferrothorn, I could run Death Frost on the Ferrothorn, but this set is going to complement this whole team right here. And we got the offensive core. We have a Choice Band, Weavile right here, Triple Axle, Ice Shard, Knockoff Pursuit. Ice Shard is good because Ice Shard gives good priority, and this team doesn't have no priority on the team. And I feel like having priority on the team is good. Triple Axle is a crazy good move. And you want to have good moves on your offensive Pokemon too. Majority of the time you want to have stabs on their Pokemon and like a setup move and stuff. But since this is Choice Band, I have great moves on here. Knockoff is good, like I said, because of the hazard set we have. So that's gonna really help give it them boots even more. Pursuit is good to chop Pokemon, like for example, like Latios, for example, that's weak to Dark. You come in there, you chop them Pokemon. And next one we got on this team is Latios. Now you do want a little mixture between physical attackers and special attackers. Except if you got like Future Sight or something, then that's kind of good. Because Future Sight damage recurs 2 times later, so you can like Future Sight and switch out into a physical attacker. And in the physical wall, like Great Touch Shot come in while Future Sight is up, is gonna get fried by Future Sight. But since we don't got Future Sight on this team, I do have a Latios special attacker, just gonna be able to kill a lot of Pokemon, as you can see right here. And like I said before, them stab moves, we got Style Whisper. Now we don't have a Dragon Style just because like the best Dragon Style move is either Dragon Pulse or Draco Meteor. Draco Meteor severely lowers our special attack. So instead on this Latios Mega, we opted out for coverage. And what Aura Spirit is going to do is be able to hit the Dark type that try to switch in that we are weak to, and it's going to hit Steel type that also try to switch in to us. And Roost here is going to help out longevity. And what Luxpur is going to do is this basically the move you want to hit out the most. It stabs has a 50% chance to lower the special defense by 1 stage. And this is a crazy good move that once a Latios and then you got a free click, you just click this to anything. And Mystical Fire is going to help us for switch-ins like Mega Scizor and stuff that still type that don't really care about Aura Spirit at all. And yeah, this is not like more so stab option. Most of the time you want to run just stabs on here, but on this Latios we out for more coverage. So yeah. And last Pokemon we got is a Toy Scarf Urshifu. So as you see, it's Toy Scarf, meaning older speed is 1x5, but it only set 1 move. So I already know it's going to be a 4 attack one. And here we got Surge Strike. Surge Strike just an easy move to click. If it's not nothing on the field like a Rocky Helmet, top special anything, you can just click Surge Strike. Also, Close Connect's a crazy good move too. 120 base power, 100% accuracy, and it's barely any downside to this move. And as you see right here, Surge Strike and Close Combat are the 2 stab moves. So I'm telling you, with wall breakers like this, you want to get them stab moves. And the Ice Spinner is good coverage for stuff like Dragon types and stuff like that. They can switch it to Surge Strike and Close Combat. To like Dragonite, for example, it can switch into that. So you got Toy Scarf, you got to predict that. And then U-Turn is also good for pivoting and also good for leading. And as you see right here, we kind of just broke down this team and showed why the movesets are so good. Like every Pokemon on this team has a good role, and it's gonna enforce that role to really win in Pokemon. That's why it's so good to have good movesets and items on your Pokemon. Like this is good speed control. This is a wall breaker. This is Choice Band, so there's also wall breaking. There's also immediate power. Nothing that really just got to set up to get powerful at all. We have Ferrothorn here being a good wall, Cliff being our main wall to like drag and stuff, and Leonard's being our wall to like Diancie and stuff. And everything use this same logic on my team right here. Starting with Zapdos. Zapdos here wants to be my physical wall, so that means it's really gonna be switching in a lot. So I need to have a move that heals it. We want to have something that can also pivot, because just say I do switch into a physical wall and it most likely gonna switch out. So having a good pivoting move is also good. I do want a good stab move that I can do to attack, because I ain't gonna lie, I don't want to just be sitting there passively. And low-key some good coverage that could be also nice. So, and also Zapdos is weak to hazards with his flying type ability. So stuff like Stealth Rock is gonna do 25% of damage, and that's not gonna be good. Like your physical wall coming in 25% every time. You gotta think about that too. So now I'm finna optimize this Zapdos moveset and best item that I'm finna give Pokemon. So yeah, see y'all when I do that. Let's get to it. And boom, now this is my Zapdos optimized. I went with heavy duty boots, so stuff like Stealth Rock cannot harm us at all. And since I am, like I said, a defensive wall on this Pokemon, I did go with Roost so I can keep switching into those physical attackers, because a chip matters. And also the more hit that this Zapdos take, the static ability can trigger way more. I went with Volt Switch for pivoting. This literally like top pivoting moves in the game. Yes, it get caught by ground types, but I mean 70 base power move that doesn't trigger contact, and it's also going to be strong with that electric style. Then we have Hurricane for our flying style right here. This is a crazy strong move, 110 base power. And I mean Zapdos got a good little special attack, so it's still gonna be able to hit them from Hurricane. And we got Eat Wave just for good coverage. This can hit stuff like Ferrothorn that will obviously switch right into this Pokemon. And yeah, that's our Zapdos done. Just want to be our physical wall on this team. And so yeah, and now for Rillaboom right here, we got a little bit of HP, a lot of attack, and we got 120 speed. This Pokemon is pretty strong too. Like look at this attack, and also have strong moves like Wood, Hammer, and Glassy Guy that you could just throw out repeatedly. So something like a Choice Band Rillaboom wouldn't go bad with Grassy Glide or Wood Hammer, and with Grassy Terrain you're gonna be healing off that recoil damage too. So let's go ahead and get the best move set and item for this Pokemon. So this is the move set I am using on my Rillaboom right now. We got Wood Hammer. We got Choice Band on here because it got a lot of spammable moves like Grassy Glide, which have +1 priority in Grassy Terrain. So you're gonna be outspeeding everyone and you're gonna be super strong. U-turn, just get a Pokemon that we know can wall us comes in. We can just U-turn right out there and keep up momentum. We got Knockout. This is another move that you could just spam out like and not think at all, and it also helps with our hazard setup, which you're gonna see later on in the video. And have Wood Hammer, which is a crazy 120 base plus Grassy Surge boost plus Choice Band. Not a lot of Pokemon that can switch into that. So that is the Rillaboom set that we are running on this Pokemon. Now we're going to move on to Tyranitar. So let's get on to that. So Tyranitar is definitely going to be the mega. So we're running like a bulkier set. It's kind of like an unerratic set, if honestly. But this Pokemon does have Pursuit, so you want to Pursuit shop a lot of Pokemon. That's why I like going high HP on here. So I feel like on this Tyranitar, like we already got immediate power. We already got a defensive wall. So I kind of want this to be good on this stab. So something like Stone Edge could be good. Another Dark Stab. Pursuit is weak unless a Pokemon is switching out. Then it's kind of crazy cool. And then like a courage move on this because Tyranitar has a lot of weaknesses. So yeah, we do need some courage on this boy. So boom, this is the Tyranitar set we are running. Tyranitar Knight, because this is a good mega. I wouldn't use this outside of his mega form, not gonna lie. We got Pursuit and Knockoff. This to really keep up the chip, because with hazards and with Sandstorm, you want to be chipping down on Pokemon crazy. That's why Knock is good. And we got Pursuit, just a trap Pokemon like Latiosian and stuff like that. You know, they attack for 1 turn, but it's like now we got Pursuit, and if you try to switch out, you're gonna get hit and most likely die. But if you also stay in, you're gonna take a lot of damage. And we got Low Kick. What does this do? And Pursuit is just also good to coming on a lot of Pokemon that you check and try to switch out. Like Mega Charizard, why you're gonna have to take some damage trying to lead because you can't stay in on Stone Edge. And Low Kicks on this Pokemon is good to hit Pokemon like King Gambit, Ferrothorn. That's just good curves to have. Stone Edge is a crazy good stab move right here, and they buffed it in this game. It got the 90 base stuff, like I think like 70 it had. It's still probably gonna miss a couple of times, but it's still a crazy good move. And yeah, this is the Tyranitar set we are running. Now we have Iron Threads on here, so this is like a bulkier Iron Thread. Pokemon can run Stealth Rocks and all that stuff, so we do need to get them Stealth Rocks, but we have 2 knockoff Mons, so those rocks are going to be hitting everything. And we need to get rid of hazards too, because I don't like running a team with no hazard removal, and these Pokemon do not have removal at all. So yeah, let me go ahead and get the optimized move set for this Iron Thread. So boom, this is the set we are running on here. We are running Stealth Rocks because like I said, we have 2 knockoff Mons, so no Pokemon should have no heavy duty boots up. So they're going to be having to take Stealth Rock chip, and depending on what type they are, Sandstorm chip too. And you know how I love chip. Ice Spinner, this hit stuff like Dragonite, ground types, flying types like Gliscor. Most likely switch in on us, and especially good for Gliscor too, because Gliscor can learn default. So imagine Gliscor just comes in on us and just defaults the hazard we just put up. And we have high horsepower. The only reason we have this move because Earthquake gets nerfed in grassy terrain. And as you can see here, we do have Rillaboom, so we don't want to get nerfed by that. So now we're running a high horsepower, which has a 100% chance to not miss at all, which is good. And we got Rapid Spin because to get rid of hazards, because like I said before, I don't like hazards at all. Since we have Urshifu on this team, we do need a little bit of speed control, because I ain't gonna lie, a lot of these Pokemon are slow, and so I'm thinking like a good speed control set for them all would be good for this team. So let's go ahead and make that right now. So boom, this is the set we are running on Urshifu. We got Choice Scarf right here, so we get 1.5x speed every time we're in the battle, but we only do 1 move. We got Surgeon Strikes, easy spammable move, Close Combat, easy spammable move, and this is our stab moves. And I mean, I've been talking about stab moves a lot, but basically if a Pokemon move the same type as Pokemon, then it gets a damage boost. So yeah, then we have U-turn out here. This is good for pivoting out or leading, because I feel like it's too easy to just lead your hazard Mon, and people gonna really guess that a lot of the time. So leading something that can just switch out easily is something I like to do also. And we got priority on here. We got Aqua Jet, just in case a Pokemon get reared out of hand. We have the Aqua Jet just to come in and have priority and kill it. So yeah, that is Urshifu on the team. Now last but not least, we are going with this Galarian Soaking, and since as you see right here, the mod is that means it's definitely going to be AV. So let's go ahead and build this setup right now. And boom, with this Slowking, like I said before, we are running that AV. Just gonna build a wall, myriad of special attackers, and we got Sludge Bomb on here. This is a good style move to put on your Pokemon, and it also has a chance of poisoning your opponent, so that is a good hack. We are running Flamethrower. This is a hit steel type like Scizor and Gold that most likely will be able to switch into all of these moves. To be fair, Ice Beam is good for flying types like Dragonite, which run Earthquake, Gliscor, and all that good stuff that's running Earthquake, because we are poison type, so we are weak to Earthquake. And this can hit dragons like I said, like Dragonite and Garchomp stuff. And we got Future Sight here because this is crazy good because we have a lot of strong physical attackers, and it's just also good because a lot of Pokemon can't take a strong physical attack from these mons and then a Future Sight on top of that. And since we are modded with 160 special attack IV, we are going to be doing a lot more damage. So yeah, this is the team, and yeah, this is pretty much in the series. Like, I'm gonna set it here. Like, we really did all this stuff on video. Like, got the team EV train, got the moves, the ability, the nature. We did all this together, and I'm gonna use this theme one day in one of my videos for sure. Hopefully someone remember it though. But like, yeah, like this is like the team we made like together. So yeah, I mean, yeah, if y'all did enjoy this series, like, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, you'll be ready to go to PvP. Like, there's not really much to do now. Just ready to go into PvP, literally. Yeah, I'm just showing off the sets real quick. Yeah. So yeah, y'all have made it to the end of the video. That's all for the 3-part series on how to optimize your PvP team. For PvP, as you can see, like, first episode and stuff, we was doing breeding. Next episode, EV train, and last episode, the move sets and abilities, and I really broke all that down to you. So hopefully y'all can finally optimize y'all PvP team and go crazy in the Battle Colosseum. But yeah, hopefully y'all did enjoy this series. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you did enjoy this series. And YouTube have a video right now that they think you'll like for me, and they have a playlist of all my other guys on here, so make sure to check those out too.